Hey everybody, this is Paul and Ashlee here. It's been a while since A, you moved out, and B, there was a COVID virus, so I haven't really seen much of you lately. But we thought we would actually, it's been probably 3 years maybe since we did a video on the Universal Audit App. And so we thought, it's about time, since you're here, we might as well do a quick impromptu video and we'll show everyone how far that Audit App has gone, because it's changed a lot. It has a lot of cool new features. So we'll quickly go through them. So, okay, what you are looking at is we've changed the form factor. If you've seen the original one that was on the tablet, most of the people doing audits or clients that had it done tended to prefer the mobile form factor, and that was mainly because a lot of these are industrial scenarios like mining or civil infrastructure construction projects, and you're wearing gloves, you're wearing gear. It's very hard to operate a tablet. So the idea of with a glove, managing it that way, and you'll see that a lot of the user interface is designed for PPE scenarios. We all know what PPE means now from COVID, don't we? So basically, it is still Universal Audit App in the sense that you still pick from a different set of audits, and you can see here that depending on the type of audit that you choose, it then comes up and says, and which audit do you want? And we'll go through a couple of different kind of, I'd call them audit archetypes later on, because like NCRs and stuff like that. But if we take an example here, like just a simple one, may not be simple, but we'll go local government.
It's simple.
Yeah, because there's like 111
that's
questions
the most
or something.
simple.
It automatically, GPS is kicked in there, although that is not our address, so it hasn't quite got it right, but that's
Which, honestly,
close enough.
that's probably good.
Yeah, true. We'll just, there you go. I'm on the other side of the road or whatever. And then you go put in a job number, because a lot of these audits are generally a work management system has gone, go out, do this audit, here's your job number. So there's your reference. Okay, click go, and it comes to a screen where it then, in this audit, there are 14 categories and 151 questions that we can see up there as well. Oof. So I wouldn't like to be the person doing this audit, but anyway.
So simple.
But what we did do was to make it a bit more manageable. Instead of just like scrolling through 151 questions, you can cycle or choose a category, I should say.
Yes.
And then based on the category, it then drills down. And we can talk a little bit about implementation detail here too, because this one is like an audit category screen, which is more or less kind of doing a distinct, I guess, against the categories to produce that.
Yeah, it's gone through all the categories, put a distinct on the... gone through all the questions, put a distinct on all the categories for each question, and then you can see there are 8 questions in that category. And I did.
And you've clicked it go.
Which you can see. Or there's 6 in that one.
Yep.
19 over there, which is nice.
Yeah. And there's probably a hint to some of the features now. You can see there that next to each one there is photo 0, action 0. So this has action tracking now. So if you go up
and... If it started or not.
Yeah, exactly. So if you go back to that first one, and maybe let's go do our first 8. So you click on this, it now loads up a screen, and what it's doing here is filtering that gallery based on the category. So it's actually the same screen you're going to, we're just dynamically loading different questions each time. Another thing worth mentioning here is, although these questions are yes, no, NA, we support lots of different question types, and we'll show you another Power App a little bit later that shows you how that's managed. But Ash, why don't you show them kind of the gist on going yes versus no?
So, we've got a yes there. That's fine. It's all good. It's turned green because it's all good. Oh, no, we haven't done this.
And boom, up pops some additional stuff. So, comments, photos, and action tracking. So put in a sample comment or something like that. Go to simulate taking a photo. And what happens is, at this point, it's going to pop up a folder of cats because, of course, it has to be cats. But this would be your camera.
Yeah.
Straight away,
on your phone, it'll either give you the option to come up as camera or as your photo gallery, whatever your native gallery is. So you can, if you've already taken photos before, you can upload those in, or if you're taking a photo right there and then, you can do that as well. I like this cat because it looks like it's got a laser eye.
Okay. So here's what happens. At this point, it brings up it talks to the Bing Maps API, if I recall, as well as the MSN Weather API and that's why you can see lat, long, wind speed, temperature. So we're getting condition data.
Altitude is nothing because we're on a desktop. I'd be a bit concerned if the altitude was there.
But the cool feature that probably wasn't in the original one is, number one, you can tag whether it was before or after. Like, I took this photo before I fixed something up, because often in an audit you'll go, oh, there was a problem here and I tightened this thing. Yeah. And you might take a photo.
Here's the picture of it with a massive crack on it. Here's a picture of it when I stuck a bit of tape on it to help it hold up.
And the other cool bit is the markup, because there was a neat trick in there. So click on the markup, and then this is where, as a auditor, you can go, I'm very concerned about this bit. So
because this is a red picture, I'm going to use blue.
Okay.
And I'm just going to use like a real thick brush, and I'm going to say this laser eye. I'm real worried about that. The paw, that's pretty good. But the laser eye, that's concerning.
Well, you better tick and now say concerned about laser eye in the description as well. So
concerned. Oh man, my typing.
All right, so let's do the ticky tick and be done with that. So you could, at this point, take a whole bunch of other photos. We won't bother, because otherwise it will take too long. Yeah. So click the tick and you've locked that photo in. And so now you can see there's the photo there. It also has rolled up, and you've got the one photo for this question. And in fact, Ash, if you tick that to go back to the categories, because we'll show the actions in another one. So just lock that one in. We'll be back to the categories, and you can see there that cool, we're 3 of 8. We're also in progress, and we have 1 photo.
Yeah.
So if you go maybe down to manual tasks
But then, if you go manual tasks, we don't have any manual tasks to do right now.
True.
We don't actually have any. That's not...
It's not relevant to this audit,
right now. Let's just mark them all as not applicable.
And we're done.
Instead of having to go through and swipe through and mark every single one.
And the colour code gives you a bit of a visual indicator if you've finished the audit or not.
As well as the little symbols on the side. That's right there.
So if we go, maybe jump in one of the other ones, and let's quickly show the action assignment.
Let's go to mobile plant. That one looks fun.
Okay. So again, loads up the questions. We can come in, and so let's do a no to that one. And this time you can go assign actions. And look, this is all, we should mention, this app works with no internet.
Yes.
Right? So this particular version you're looking at is by design no internet, so it doesn't go and look up Active Directory for usernames or anything like that. However, you can do that too. But this is where you go, right, I'm going to assign Ashlee a job to do something.
Fix cats.
And then go add. And so that gets logged as well. And now if you click back, it will then show you that we've had 1 task assigned there. And
if we click on it, it'll just...
Does it?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Oh, I thought it did.
I'd never tried that.
Wild. It also closes it up nicely because it doesn't have a comment in there.
Yeah. But if you click tick now, back in the roll-up, it'll show that, hey, we've answered 1 question and we have 1 action. So that's how that roll-up does. So let's just keep going with that audit. That's enough from the audit bit, I reckon. Click next. And...
Chainsaws? Hold up. We're doing this one. Why does local government have chainsaws?
Cutting down trees and stuff, I suppose.
That's fair. Yeah, I'd say that... No. The person doing it is Iron Man.
Chainsaw is used not to cut anything above shoulder height. Well, there you go. You won't be doing it anytime soon.
I'm a bit short. Ash is too short. Oh. Get stilts.
Get growth hormone.
Grow more. You know what? That's complete. I did it. I can dream.
All right. You clicked the mousy thing again, didn't you? I'm taking control of them.
I can't do it. It has a button on the side.
Folks, we have a back button on the side, and Ashlee just clicked back.
Look at it. This is the most ridiculous mouse I've ever seen, and I hate it.
But it goes with my laptop. That's why I bought it. It's a Spectre. It's actually a HP Spectre mouse. Because I'm a show pony like that.
Well, I don't have an HP Spectre, so there's the issue.
Well, that is true. All right, let's wait for this thing to load.
No, if you just press the forward one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Which one's forward?
The top one.
Oh, okay.
See, you don't even know how to use it.
But that's okay. That part of the audit kind of makes sense. What we'll also show you is, if I go to one of the other ones, I think it's under general safety, the safety observation. So we just went through the idea of structured audits, where you have a defined set of questions and question types. It's not just about yes, no's. They can be drop downs and text boxes and things. We'll show you that later. But we also support other audit types. This one is I call this a unstructured audit, because here's the idea. You go, I'm here to do an observation. And this is also cool. You can bring in the standard or procedure that goes with these audits, so that if you had a contractor using this, you can ensure that they have all the information they need to adequately answer the questions. But if I choose Safety Ob, it's actually quite a different screen, you see, and it goes, cool, I'm at this site and I'm observing, Ash using chainsaw.
That would be a horrific thing to observe.
Yeah, I'm just having a bit of fun with this. So now, the way this particular one works with this one is, so what's my observation? Ash barricaded the area, which is a good thing. So basically we're saying that is a work procedure and that is a safe practice.
Yeah.
Well done, Ash, pat on the back. But the other observation I noticed that, I don't know, what would be the other one? I got it. Ash held wrong end of chainsaw.
Oh, your typing hasn't gotten any better over time, has it?
No, not really. And so we'll call that a posture
I feel
and
like that's
position.
posture and position.
We'll call that an unsafe act, probably a severity 1. And while I could, again, same as what you saw before, I could take a photo, I could tag it, I could mark it up and all of that.
I feel like you wouldn't need a circle on that one.
True. When I clicked, and now because this is why it's unstructured, we didn't know in advance what observations were going to be made, right? And there's a lot of things in safety and quality management that are like that, like non-conformances, incidents, and stuff like that. We really should show the incident injury management app sometime. So action here is to send Ash on course on chainsaw management. Who's responsible for that? That's me. And this is because Ash.
Yeah, when are we going to do that? You know what?
Chainsaw.
Let's do that tomorrow, because I feel like that's pretty important things to know.
So that's another example. And what I would say with this audit app is everything you've seen is pretty much 100% data driven. So SharePoint is controlling all of this. We have a master list of questions. The questions get downloaded and are used to then determine what you see. I won't go through all of the other audits because I think you get the idea, but what I will show you is the back of house end, because we've created another app called Audit Manager, which allows process owners or safety owners or whoever's in charge of this stuff to manage it without having to call us up, in effect.
Yeah.
Now, this one's not going to win design awards.
It's not pretty.
But it's only really designed for an audience of maybe 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
So this is like a full tablet size app. And you can see here that on the left-hand part of the screen, we have a gallery with all of our audits. And for each audit, we've got a whole bunch of things we can set up insofar as its configuration. So this local government one, if I click here to go to the audit details, you can see I can do things like I said yes to split the questions up because there were like 100 and whatever questions. Yeah. So that's what breaks them into categories. Yeah. You don't have to do that. This audit requires you to do a signature like courier style, fill in the thing, which is great because if it's a subcontract that needs approval or a client needs to go, can you please sign that I've audited this? Whether you want to enable action tracking, there's another one there that you saw. Whether all questions in that audit are mandatory, whether they have to do it. So there's a whole bunch of configuration things that are per audit, and here are lots and lots of audits. The other one I particularly like as far as this app is it will generate a PDF of the audit as well as writing it to database. So that gives you 2 benefits. Yeah. The fact that it's in SharePoint means do the Power BI thing and dashboards and all of that. But PDF, that means we have a artifact, a record of the job. It can then get linked back into the job system. Yeah. And then you can even do this. I can come into here and go, cool, local government audit. And I click this little thing up here. And I can then say who gets what. So I can go, the person who filled it in, I'll send them a PDF version of the audit. And the PDFs include photos.
Yes.
You had all sorts of fun
includes
getting the flow
photos,
sorted for that.
Includes markup, includes
answers,
all comments.
Yep, all of that.
Actions listed and everything like that. Everything's in there.
And then what you can do on a per audit basis is you can go, actually, as well as sending it to the auditor, also send it to this, my boss or whatever, and I'll send a PDF to that person. And I can keep adding ones in. So the idea is that pretty much as soon as an audit's completed, the flow looks at this information configuration to decide who to send what to, and that works quite nice. Every audit, in fact, I'm going to go back to the app for a second because you can also do this. If you click the little hamburger at the top, you can go to view audit history and you can view those PDFs in the app as well, which is great for like you want to see what happened on the last one, this last piece of equipment or this last area where you didn't audit. And so this is an example here of a PDF that was generated from Ashlee's flow.
Not the prettiest PDF, but I mean...
Does the job. But hey, look, it's got the photos in there with the markup. That's the cool thing, right?
Yeah.
With an appendice at the bottom with the full details, GPS and all the other bits and pieces. So that's available to users as well as you being able to then send that to who you want. And in this era, this could be like a Microsoft Teams alias for a channel or something like that. So, but that's not all. If I then want to do the questions, so like let's go to local government, here we go, let's click this one, because let's have a look at the questions in this particular audit. We can add, remove, reorder, reconfigure questions, and it actually goes quite far, because check this out. I'll take this first question here, and I'll click the edit, and the big one is this one. We have multiple question types in this thing now. So this one was a 3-button audit, yes, no, NA.
Not applicable, yeah.
And in fact, even at that level, you can come into add question data and you can change what those labels are and you can change what the colors are. I actually have found out that safety people don't necessarily have good taste in color schemes when they do this. They had a bit too much fun with that one because I remember opening up some apps in demos and going, oh, that's
some things should be left to designers.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, this choice allows you to have a big fat drop down.
Yep.
Plain text, which is great. Number, photo.
Yeah, free text, number, photo, self-explanatory. Variance is fun.
Yeah.
Variance is where you have like a set range that you want it to fall between.
Like taking an electrical reading, say, and there's like the upper and lower tolerances.
You want it to be between like 100 and 150. If you put in 120, it goes, okay, that's cool. If you put in like 160, it goes, okay, there's something wrong here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's very useful for equipment, like asset management scenarios where you're looking at asset integrity. And imagine going that goes into Power BI and then you've got trend data over time, right? So yeah, and for each question type, you can then come in and the question data changes and gives you that kind of configuration. But you can also see here that we can mark this as you must answer this one. You must take a photo. And I don't want to see a comment for this one.
Alternatively, you're going to need to do a comment no matter what. So.
Yeah, whether you answer yes or no, that's right. So super, super flexible in terms of how this thing can be configured. But ultimately, the key thing is, and everything you're seeing here is writing to a series of SharePoint lists, right? We have audit types, the questions, the notifications, where it goes to, and then all the audits themselves get written to SharePoint as well. All of the photos with the markup and the combined one together. Yeah,
we save it as the original photo, the overlay, and then it combined so that you can at least have the original without the, all the writing over the top of it, because you kind of need that.
Yep. And actually, the nice thing about everything you have seen, with one slight exception, is this is all done with the non-premium stuff in the Power Apps. World and flow. The only exception to this is the PDF generation, and that's really kind of one account needs to be premium to do that. That's with markup.
Yeah, you can do it but that's not having any markup or anything.
Yeah.
Exactly if you want the markup, that's where the premium comes in.
Yep. But it's still not like premium for your entire organization or anything like that. So I think that pretty much kind of covers the whole sort of spectrum of what it can do, but hopefully that gives you a sense that we haven't been idle. We've been busy just busting out audit apps for various different scenarios and organizations and use cases.
Yeah, messing with this more and more and adding more things and changing things and getting feedback, changing it all, getting more feedback, adding more things.
So I guess what it has proved to us though is this stuff does scale. And it does work well, and you can, you look at this solution here, literally this one Power App can underpin pretty much your whole compliance kind of regime you need for, like, not just one, say, department like safety. You can use it for quality, you can use it for operations, you can use it for all sorts of different things. So hopefully you found that interesting. Hopefully we'll get a bit of time now that COVID's kind of like getting finished and we can do some more of these.
It's getting finished here where we live.
Yeah, that's true.
WA is lucky. We're losing cases as it goes on.
Indeed. So thanks, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. Give us some comments if you did, and we'll look forward to hearing from you.